Hello and welcome to STEM with Mr N, where every week I perform different demonstrations and explain the science behind what we're seeing. This week I'm going to do a couple of experiments and show you something cool that you can make at home as I explore the multicoloured properties of light. Let's check it out. The one kind of light people all around the world can see no matter where they are is the light from the sun. Now, although we normally depict the sun as being yellow or orange, the light we get from the sun is actually white. In this first demonstration, I'm using white light from a torch, but it actually more explores the reflective properties of water. I have an empty drinks bottle and I have put a hole near the bottom of the bottle. I'm pinning my thumb over the hole to stop the water coming out as I fill up the bottle with water, and then I'm shining a torch through the back of the bottle in a direct line with the hole. You'll notice when I take my thumb off the hole, the water starts pouring out the bottle, and the light, rather than just travelling straight through the bottle, is bending with the flow of the water. This is because water is a very reflective surface. As the light shines into the water, it is moving at a straight line to begin with, but then the water starts reflecting the light around inside and bouncing it off itself. So the light then bounces through the water and down through the flow of the water into the sink. Although I said the light from the sun is white light, it is actually made up of all of the colours of the rainbow. It just appears white because all of these colours are mixed together. When they shine down to the earth, atoms either absorb or reflect the different colours of light. So a red flower, for example, is absorbing all of the colours of light apart from red, and it is reflecting that back out into the world. Light moves in waves, and the different colours have different wavelengths, with the bluer lights having shorter wavelengths and the redder lights having longer wavelengths. There is a way that you can actually see the rainbow that comes from white light in your own home with a couple of simple items. For the first demonstration that shows the multicoloured properties of white light, I have a shallow bowl with some water and a mirror inside it, a piece of white paper and a small flashlight. To perform this demonstration, have the mirror sitting at an angle inside the bowl of water. Take your flashlight and shine it down at an angle through the water onto the mirror. Use a piece of paper to catch the light that is reflecting from the mirror and see if you can spot the rainbow appearing on your sheet of paper. You'll notice that just at the very edge of my circle of white light, I'm starting to get some of the colours of the rainbow. You can see a bit of orange and a bit of red coming through there. Okay. So the last demonstration didn't produce the most interesting rainbow, and it was actually quite difficult to see. But there is a way you can produce a more interesting rainbow, again using some items you may have at home. Again, you'll need a white sheet of paper to reflect your rainbow onto, an old or blank CD, and a torch. For this demonstration, you want to shine the light from the torch on the underside of the CD and catch the reflection of the light on your white sheet of paper. And you'll notice you get a much more spectacular rainbow. You can see all of the colours of the rainbow there. This just shows the multicoloured properties of white light. This demonstration works because the underside of a CD has lots of small pits and grooves in it. When the white light hits these pits and grooves, the different colours of light get scattered in different directions, so they are spread out, forming the rainbow. This is because the different colours of light all have different wavelengths, as we said before. The next demonstration is an example of how light gets refracted as it comes from the sun and why we see the sky as blue and not any of the other colours of the rainbow. For this, I've got a large clear container filled with water. I'm going to turn my torch on so it's shining a beam through the water, and I'm going to add some drops of milk until I can see a clear beam of light travelling through the water. You'll notice if you look through the side of the tub that the light appears to be blue. If you look at the light from the end of the tub away from the torch, the light appears to be yellow. This is even evident when you look at the view from above the tub, that the light closer to the torch is blue and the light further away is yellow. This is because as the light enters the water and milk mixture, it is getting refracted and the colours are getting spread out, with the blue light being refracted earlier on and all the other lights passing through, so the yellow is coming through more prominently later on towards the end. This is the same as the sky. As the light from the sun hits our atmosphere, the light gets scattered out and the blue light is the one that gets spread out the most, and that is why that's what we see, while the other light tends to pass through without being scattered as much as the blue, and that is why when you look up we see a nice blue sky. To finish off this week, I'm going to show you how you can make your own homemade spectroscope, which will allow you to see the refraction of light and this multicoloured rainbow coming from lots of different light sources. For this, you'll need some sellotape, a craft knife or some sharp scissors, an empty kitchen roll tube or any cardboard tube will do, a bit of scrap cardboard and an old or blank CD. You will also need some adult supervision when using sharp scissors or a craft knife. To start with, I'm going to put a slit into the cardboard tube at about a 45-degree angle. Then I'm going to use the end of the tube and draw a circle onto my piece of cardboard, and I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to cut a small square into the middle of my cardboard circle, and that is going to be my viewing hole to see the refracted light. I'm going to tape the cardboard circle onto the top of the cardboard tube at the opposite end from where I've made the 45-degree slit. I'm then going to slide the CD into that slit that I've made in the cardboard tube and look down the viewfinder, and I'll be able to see the refracted light coming from the lights in my classroom. Well, that's all for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, I would like to take this opportunity to answer any science questions you have about any science topics at all. So feel free to email me at stemwithmrn@outlook.com and I'll get back to you with answers to your questions. You can subscribe to the channel by pushing the button here, and I've added links here to the other STEM demonstrations that I've done so far. This has been STEM with Mr. N, exploring the multicoloured properties of light.